Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together here on Facebook, where we take a look at news from our city, state, and country. We pick up items, or we select items that we think might be interesting for you, and then we share them, and we take a look at them along with your questions, your ideas, your suggestions. We combine all this information, put it to good use as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. And today is November 5th. I'm very happy to be here. We don't have a lot of interesting news, or maybe I should be looking at what I consider interesting, because some days there's just a lot of things to share with you, and some days not so much. Okay, I keep my eyes away from the comments because there's some lovely comments already, and it's great to see you all joining me this morning. So today's news are a little curious, maybe somber, because they have to do with corruption in Puerto Vallarta. And I just share those news because I think it's important to have reality check on what's going on in our city. And that was working fine, but then it stopped. Hold on just a second. There it is. So, Luis Escoto is back on the spotlight again. He's the former director of Puerto Vallarta's Department of Culture. He got the job as a campaign promise from Luis Michel, former mayor, and now more irregularities associated with him are being aired. Apparently, while he was in charge of the Department of Culture, he authorized thousands of pesos. I think the article said 80,000 in gas vouchers for the Morena political campaign. This was instructed by Luis Michel's sons. And of course, we're talking about money that should have been destined for cultural activities. So my question is not so much why did he take the money, and not even what are they going to do to sanction him, but my question is, why is this man part of city council today? Today, Luis Escoto sits as a member of the city council representing the Morena party at City Hall. So, of course, I don't know all the details. We don't know his side of the story. I don't understand exactly how these people, what kind of status or qualification you must maintain to become a city council. I suppose that if you're a criminal or you have a criminal record, you cannot be a member of the city council. In any event, this was aired today, this dirty laundry. And there's more dirty laundry from City Hall, unfortunately. At least 3 City Hall employees have anonymously denounced that they are having 30% of their salary taken out and redirected to a judge as a sign of loyalty and gratitude for being able to continue working in the current administration. Think about this for a moment. It sounds like a bad plot of a bad movie, but I'll imagine that you just got your job at City Hall and you got your first paycheck or your first deposit or your first envelope with cash. I don't know how they pay at City Hall, but you have just received your payment and somebody by the ways you and says, oh, by the way, 30% of your salary is going to go to the judge that got you the job in the first place as a sign of gratitude. Now, is this actually happening in the new administration? I certainly hope not. But if that is the case, who is this judge? And he was named by name in the article. I just forgot to grab the name. But why is this happening? I don't understand it, and I don't like it a bit. But I'm glad that these things are being exposed. Hopefully, we'll have some clarity on both of those news items. Now, back to something we've discussed in the past. You're looking at the lovely shape of Jalisco's federal highways. Apparently, according to authorities, this image represents 75% of the state of Jalisco's highways. And repairing them will take as much as 10 million pesos. And according to this report, during the past 15 years, the federal budget to repair highways has been progressively reduced by 11 million. So maybe reducing the federal budget to repair highways was not a good idea to begin with. But as we announced a couple of days ago, La Presidenta, Claudia Sheinbaum, is scheduled to visit our state before the end of the month and present a plan, a project to be able to have these problems with the highways addressed. And that brings us to the weather. Let's see what's going on out there. La la la. Okay, our snarky weatherman cuts to the chase by saying, vote, you stupid fracking meatbags. Well, yeah, it's an important day north of the border, that's for sure. We'll keep an eye on that, as many of you will, I am sure. It is 27 degrees out there. Welcome to the cooler mornings here in Puerto Vallarta. 27 degrees, humidity is at 66%. And our weather forecast for today says we're going to have a humid day with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 30 and a low of 23. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll enjoy clear skies in the morning with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 30 and a low of 22. And then on Thursday, a humid day with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, a chance of rain of 18%. We may get a drizzle. We may get some rain. We'll have a high of 29 and a low of 23. Moving right along, I hope I'm not pestering you too much with this IKEA business. It's been well over 25 years since I've been into one of these stores. So I wonder why I'm so fascinated with them. I do remember that IKEA has a lot of great organization stuff, not only the furniture that people have said many times that the furniture is not going to last in Puerto Vallarta's humidity. True, but there are all kinds of tchotchkes and organizational solutions and lighting in IKEA. So why am I so happy about IKEA? Well, we finally have a date. The opening of IKEA's new Guadalajara store, which is also the largest store in the country, will take place on November 14, just one day before the beginning of Mexico's El Buen Fin, which is Mexico's discount weekend, which is the equivalent to Black Friday in the United States. So the store is finally opening. It's going to be crowded for the first few weeks, we are sure. But hey, it'll be yet another excuse to visit our lovely capital city of Guadalajara. I don't have any scheduled trips to Guadalajara for the month of November or December, so maybe I'll have to come up with an excuse. No good concerts. Well, yes, there's a couple of good concerts, but they're a little expensive. Anyhow, that's the news from IKEA. And yesterday we were talking about flowers, and I mentioned how the cempasúchil, or marigold, which is a flower that we display during Day of the Dead, is not Mexico's national flower. Neither is the poinsettia, which is the poinsettia. Yes, poinsettia, which is the Christmas flower. It's the dahlia. The dahlia is Mexico's national flower because it symbolizes the country's rich cultural heritage. biodiversity, and the indigenous knowledge of its people. It is native to Mexico. It was cultivated by the Aztecs. How do I know that? Gura Gabor told me. Yes, she did. And of course, um, it was used for food, for medicinal purposes, and even for its hollow stems in irrigation systems. The dahlia's vibrant colors and wide variety of forms are seen as a reflection of the diversity of Mexican landscapes and people, and it has been our country's official flower since 1963. There you have it. And now, what do we have? A quick reminder of the fact that we are having the spotlight tomorrow. We'll be joined by Carmen Porras, who is going to tell us all about her interpretation of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Mexican style, which will take place at Oculto on the 28th. Tomorrow, we get to hear from Carmen Porras, who will tell us all about the dishes that she's chosen to interpret this American celebration with a touch of Mexican ingredients. So we'll find out more about that tomorrow in the Spotlight, which, as you know, is presented every week on Wednesday afternoons. You can join us in person at the joint coffee shop, Café Rio. And if you want to sign up for it, the registration form is made available on a Facebook event every week for the coming Wednesday. So all you have to do is check out our Facebook page, look for the link to the registration form, which can also be found every day in our show notes. And now let's take a look at your comments. Oh, you know what I discovered? The suspension on my office chair is finally dying after years of faithful service. I forgot to race myself during the spotlight break. So, watch this. I'm a little higher. And yes, I need to go get a new chair from Costco or somewhere. Let's see what you guys are up to this morning. Oh, David is back to morning. There has been a time switch north of the border. It is great to read you, David. And it is great to read anybody that takes the time to say hello. I appreciate that very much. And I got so happy to see my dear friend Eric working from home in Seattle and being able to catch the show. Much love at you, dear friend. It's great to see you. Mijal is back in the neighborhood, so all is well. I love it. Pum, 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 pum. Oh my gosh. Christy is in town. And Christy's off to El Tuito. I love it. I know. Christy, can I tell everyone? Well, I'm going to tell everyone. I hope you don't mind if I spill your secret. She is taking a ceramics course in El Tuito. So I'm really excited for you. I'm kind of envious because I've never worked with ceramics. So I hope to see you soon. Let's see what else we have. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Countdown. Oh no, corruption. Countdown. I'm reading things. Corruption. Say it isn't so. Shocked I say, says Christopher. I hope you're being there. I hope there's a little bit of irony in your comment. There's corruption. Yes. It's not his fault. He was being directed by the family. What can you do? He could have spoken up, but when it's a family business, yeah, I agree with you, Michael. It's not Luis Escoto's fault, but he was the one who was in charge. So how is this going to unfold? If it unfolds. Remember, these things make it to the newspapers, but the article never said that there's legal action that is going to be taken. The article only says that these discrepancies have been identified. So hopefully something will happen. Oh, Daniel. In the USA, a convicted criminal can still run for president. Oh, your timing. Your timing. Again, I'm not going to touch that. Let's see. Yes, a lot of you are spending a lot of time in front of the television today, looking at what's going on north of the border. I need to spend a fair amount of time today working on RACHMANINOFF, which is going to be at the Joint Boutique Hotel on Thursday, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, for all the years that I went to IKEA, we didn't have IKEA in Boston. I used to go to New York, and whenever I went to New York, I would go to IKEA. And one time I visited a cousin in San Francisco in the Bay Area, and we went to Oakland just to go to IKEA. But I never tried the meatballs. I am curious about the meatballs. Would I believe that at 54 years that you've never been in IKEA? Yeah, I would believe that, David. It's not for everyone. I get a little crazy just because I love having excuses to go to Guadalajara, but that's just me. Oh, here's another nod for the Swedish meatballs. Lars keeps talking about the Swedish meatballs. I don't know what to tell you, but I want to try them. Michael muses about IKEA. When in Canada in younger years, I used to go to IKEA to buy everything. They had showrooms set up, bedrooms, kitchen, bathrooms. Just get the entire showcase was just too easy. I remember owning a big, ginormous blue plastic bag that they would give you, and you can buy them, and they were great for laundry and they were great for shopping. We'll see when we can get a chance to go to Guadalajara to check out the store. Eric says, yay for IKEA. It's good to see you, my friend. Good question. Whatever happened to the penis cactus in the background? Oh, my Lord. Oh, you send me back, John. I would have to look for photographs to explain this to some of the newcomers, but my friends Claudio and Lucas, who collect, what do you call those plants that cling from trees? Air plants. They collect these plants from the mountains. So long story short, Lucas concocted a big phallic thing out of a branch and 2 coconut shells, and he adorned it with little plants that represented the hairs down in the Netherlands. And it used to sit on a pedestal back against the window. But one day the wind threw it on the ground and it broke. So the penis cactus, the cactus penis, has not been around for some time. A new office chair from IKEA, that would be delightful. That's a great idea. Thank you, Luisa. I need to go to IKEA to get an office chair because this one keeps sinking. I love it. Let's see what else. My goodness, you are chatty. IKEA road trip for sure, says Luisa. You may get there before I do, my dear friend, but I love it. And Logan remembers the penis cactus. I'll look for a photograph. I may still have photographs of it lying around. Linda says, I still have the big blue IKEA bag. Bought it from Canada 7 years ago. You know, I may still have one in the laundry. I'm not sure if I do. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Yes, there must have been a time change. Well, now you know it. Here we are. And here we go. It is time to wrap up our broadcast from this morning. I am done with all your comments. So thank you very much for joining me today. It was a curious day because we didn't have any fun and exciting news, just unpleasant things that happened. But I do consider it is important to keep our minds and our ears open to those realities as well. It's Tuesday. I'm going to go and have lunch with someone very special, if you don't mind. And I'm going to continue working on RACHMANINOFF, which is going to be Thursday at 5 p.m. at the Joint. It's going to be a blast. And of course, tomorrow we'll be at the Joint as well for the Spotlight. So have a great Tuesday. I'll see you soon. Maybe tomorrow morning. Take care.